The 6-4 Detroit Lions have 2 games in the span of 96 hours, and that first one is against the 2-9 New York Giants. That will be without Jackson Dart, but we'll have an old friend, Jameis, bounce around the league. Winston, the last time I remember him starting against us was in 2019, I believe it was. It could have been 2020. I think Stafford was, it had to be. It was one of the two. Stafford was still the quarterback here, where it was the year that he threw for those 30 interceptions and 30 touchdowns that he did beat us as the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I was told the other day that he came in when Derek Carr went down with the Saints in 2023. I don't even remember that. I remember Derek Carr going out, but I don't remember him coming in. But with the Detroit Lions did wind up winning that game. And the last time we played the Saints, we went to the NFC Championship game. Right. So maybe we'll do it again. I don't know. Y'all said I was doom and gloom, but I'm not. Listen, I'm rarely optimistic. I'm more realistic. And anytime I seem optimistic, it's because I believe in what I'm saying. It's never been like, well, go late. It's always been based on my feeling, and which is usually based off numbers, if you guys have noticed that. All right, let's take a look at the Detroit Lions Twitter account. We are wearing the Motor City Muscle helmets tomorrow. Speaking of Motor City Muscle helmets, and we're wearing the whole uniform. If you are a member, a director tier member, and you have been one for at least 12 months, that's what you get, a mini Motor City Muscle helmet. So make sure you guys email me with your mailing information. The Lions announced roster moves. Says they have waived safety Eric Hallett and linebacker Ty Summers. I think this is the second time that we've waived both of these individuals. They activated both Khalil Dorsey and cornerback DJ Reed from injured reserve, both removed from the game status report. What that means is they are not on the injury report anymore. You know, I said questionable for both of them. They are now removed entirely from that list, which signals that both of them will see action tomorrow. They've also elevated tight end Anthony Fursker from the practice squad to the active-inactive list. And again, don't forget the elevation means that this is one of the 3. So you can be signed to the 53-man roster from the practice squad, which means that you have not been elevated but signed, and you are on the roster until waived. The same thing that we did with Hallett and Ty Summers. Or you can be elevated like you are now, which burns one of your 3 elevations. Of course, when you get to number 3, you either have to be promoted to the 53 or go through waivers. Now, both of these guys, okay, Ty is kind of weird because Ty was on our team last year. We waived him. The Giants claimed him. He played last year with that team, which is hilarious because we're about to play them. And he played like all 17 games for them last year. He played a ton of games for the New York Giants. Well, we waived him earlier this year. He did clear waivers and come back. You can only play chicken for so long. So I'm going to be very interested to see if Ty Summers returns and clears waivers. But Quandre Diggs did, so he probably will as well. Speaking of Quandre Diggs, he is not currently on a team. But DJ Reed, Khalil Dorsey, welcome back. We appreciate you. Bodies. We need as many bodies as we can get. But DJ Reed is a big deal. Could have really used him last week against Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, even though we pretty much held them in check. But now you've got who? Darius Slayton? Like, I don't even know who else is over there as far as a wide receiver threat. The Malik Neighbors is gone, right? So I really don't know. I don't even know who their tight end is. Is it Waller? No, it's not Darren Waller, right? Because Darren was with the Dolphins. Darren Waller's with the Dolphins, but he was traded from that's how checked out I am from the Giants. I have no idea. All I know is Scatterboo, because he probably was going to be a Detroit Lion if he was there. Malik Neighbors, because of his skill set. Jameis Winston. Like, I do watch the Giants, but they're not on my priority list. So I couldn't even tell you too much about him, except that Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be out. He's there. Brian Burns was traded there, and that Abdul Carter is there. Like, and that Evan Neal is probably not going to be a Giant next year. It's like outside of that. So, but DJ Reed coming back, man, big deal. Big deal. That's a big deal. And don't forget, we brought up the stats, man, and we looked at Tim Twentyman's information and the Detroit Lions for the first time this year. And that has been the majority without DJ Reed or Terrion Arnold, real talk. They are 5th going into week 12. This is after week 11 and before Thursday Night Football. Going into week 12, they were 5th in total defense and 10th in points per game. So this is very intriguing. It's very intriguing to see. Now, I think the last time we saw DJ Reed was the Browns game, which was week 4. So he has been out for, wow. So he has missed, what is that? Week 5, 6, 7. Our bye week was 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's missed 6 games. I got the schedule up here. He missed Kansas City. He missed Tampa Bay. He missed the Vikings, the Commanders, and the Eagles. Yep. So he's back tomorrow, and that's outstanding. And again, Khalil Dorsey, I don't want to make light of him. I mean, he's no Kendall Vildor, which is a good thing. He's not terrible, but I mean, DJ Reed is the highlight of this whole thing. So we'll see what happens when it comes to Ty Summers. I have no doubt that if he does clear waivers, both of these guys, they will come back to the Detroit Lions. And I'm very intrigued to see, how much of the tight ends are we going to use? Brock Wright, we signed him. We did the whole matching the San Francisco. Could you imagine the San Francisco 49ers having Brock Wright? Like when they tried to sign him, it just made me throw up in my mouth, man. And shout out to the Detroit Lions for matching. And it wasn't a small deal either. It was not a small deal, but they matched it. That's how much they valued him. And we'll see what he does tomorrow. I'll never forget Brock Wright. It was Brock Wright in the 2022 season. The Detroit Lions started one, because it wasn't Shane. It wasn't Zylstra. It was Brock Wright. They started 1-6. They were, barreling toward the playoffs. And the Jets, believe it or not, the Jets were a decent team back then. We played the Jets because we played the Giants and the Jets that year. That's when, is that when we stopped Saquon Barkley? Maybe we just played the Jets. But I remember, and I said I remember like it was yesterday. What I remember like it was yesterday was the 4th and 1 call. The Lions were losing. They needed to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt. This is before we played the Carolina Panthers, 3 weeks before the end of the season, and they ran us through the dirt. But it was the 4th and 1 call, and it was really the first time I saw this play when Brock Wright comes out of the backfield. And now I'm second guessing myself, but I swear it was Brock Wright. Comes out of the backfield, 4th down and 1, wide open, catches it, gets the first down, gets bumble all the way to the end zone, and that wind up being the difference in the game. So anyway, I am intrigued about tomorrow, and I'm excited. I'm excited because it's time to get back in the win column. And I think that the Detroit, here's what I'm going to say. A lot of y'all think about like trap games and being overconfident and things like that. I think if we want to consider ourselves a good team, ask yourself this question. If you consider the Detroit Lions a good team, shouldn't they beat a bad team? Now, they're not going to take the team for granted. They're not going to do that. We know our coach. Dan Campbell is not going to ever do that. He speaks highly of the team. He's never been disrespectful. He's never treated a game like it's a get-right game. He might feel that way, but he's never publicly said anything, right? And tomorrow's game is a get-right game. The Giants are 2-9. A good NFL team outside of the any given Sunday situation should not lose to the New York Giants unless you play in division. Division games are tough. So the Detroit Lions, if they are to consider themselves a good football team, you cannot lose tomorrow's game. The Giants have not won in over a month. That's how long it's been since they won a game. Halloween wasn't here, right? Now I've been paid on YouTube twice before since the Giants have won a game. There's no reason that the Detroit Lions should lose tomorrow's game at all. If they do, we have bigger concerns, especially if depending on the way they lose it. Is it the O-line? It probably will not be the defense, especially with DJ Reed coming back. It's going to be on the offense. Like, when was the last time we were saying that? Last year, we needed the offense to bail out the defense, and now it's the other way around. It's the other way around. So the Lions, you can't call yourself a good team and not handle bad teams. Everybody can get got any Sunday, but take that out. We're talking about the better football team should win. And you know what the sad part is? The Lions have been the better football team in a lot of their losses. They were the better football team against the Minnesota Vikings. They were the better football team against the Kansas City Chiefs. They were the better football team against the Philadelphia Eagles. And they were the better football team against the only team that we weren't better than at the time was probably the Green Bay Packers. On paper, we might have been, but we just were not the better football team that day. And I think that comes from no preseason action. That's what and the new offensive coordinator, John Morton. And who knows? If we have Ben Johnson or if Dan Campbell is calling those plays, maybe we win that game. I don't know. We just looked out of sync that game. So I don't know. So I would say in 3 out of those 4 losses, we were the better football team. And you know what? The Packers were coming off that Micah Parsons trade. It had just happened, and they were going crazy. So we would have had to be rolling on all cylinders to win that game. We didn't get any sacks that game, and Jared Goff was sacked 4 times. So we shall see how this thing goes. I'm excited just for football. I'm excited about where we go from here. Like, look, we going to ride it down with this team. We got all offseason to critique and criticize, and I'm going to be there to do it, right? But I am ready to get back in the win column. I'm ready. I'm sick of everybody else winning. It's time to win again, right? Anyway, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Listen, got a full day of action tomorrow, week 12. Pre-game tailgate is for subscribers of 1 week or more. That happens. That's kind of a special thing, special get together. People that have been subscribed to the channel 1 week or more, 11 o'clock. That goes to from 11 until the injury report or the game inactives are released. That comes 90 minutes before kickoff. So that happens. We usually get off at 12:15. We'll start the live stream. I'll be probably get in front of the camera at 12:30. So we'll be live from 12:15, 12:30-ish. We're going to do the live stream watch party. At 4:15, we do the post-game show. And then we got a special treat. I did tell y'all that week 11, from now on, we're going to start doing games that affect the Detroit Lions, watch parties of those games. I make enough videos that it can counterbalance the subscribers that I get from those games. And those games are going to be open to everyone to watch. But tomorrow we are doing the Rams Buccaneers. Either way, it affects the Lions. It really does. Had the Lions won last week, this game would have been bigger. But right now, we're watching for a potential number 1 seed because it's not the Lions getting the number 1 seed is not out of the question. It got harder with that loss. There are 7 games to go still, and we are 2 behind the Rams and 2 behind the Eagles, 2.5 because we lost to them. And if we lose to the Rams, we'll be 2.5. But we got time to make that up. It's unlikely, but it will get closer tomorrow if both the Eagles and the Rams wind up losing. So we're going to watch that game on Sunday Night Football. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Come hang with your boy, man. It's going to be a long Sunday. But you know what? In April and May, I would kill for these type of Sundays, man. And as always, go Lions. I'll see you tomorrow.